we can understand the system hacking concept. We will find the password cracking, escalating privilege, application, hiding files, covering tracks, penetration testing. These all are the tools we are going to learn now in our upcoming training. We will do the practical part also. It's not very difficult. It's actually easy to understand. So anyway, we are just discussing about these things in our next session. Now, what all are you are going to learn, that is how to conduct attack. That is the basic purpose of this thing. We will find one by one. System hacking, when I am telling. So we can't say how to hack the system. Every scenario may be different. Based on the system's drawback, only we have to work and we have to start do the attacks. Now here it is written: reconnaissance, scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, clearing track, reporting. This is the basic cycle of any of the attack. We will go for a password cracking. I just opened the system. This is my Kali Linux. As I said again, we can't go for the from the very beginning scratch. How to install onwards we will not able to do, because it's just a 8 hours session. During this 8 hours, you have to just understand how things are happening. So I will demonstrate it. In between, if you having any query, you can ask me. Okay. So I'm just looking my users. So all the users information you will get. First, we will create users. How to create a user? The command for creating a user is user add rema Now I'm creating one more user add. Instead of Rima, I am writing Geeta. Now Rima and Geeta, two users are there. Apart from that, also my computer users is there. I don't know which one will crack and give you. Pass WD space Rima. It is asking me for a password. I written a password here. Okay. Now I am going to create a password for Geeta user. Okay. Here you can clearly understand there are two users created, both the users having password. Now I am going to show you how to crack the password. These are not the only users. I will just show you the many users are there. I will just show you. /etc. Okay. Not pass WD it is. So these all are users with different password. So it's not necessary we will able to crack all the passwords. So we will try to do that thing. How to crack the password we will see. So here I am going to crack the password. So what I have to do first, unshadow space /etc/passwd space /etc/shadow space greater than sign space any file name we can type. I am typing here abc.txt. Anywhere permission is denied, no need to worry. You have to type sudo space and shadow. Now one abc.txt file is created. I am just typing it abc.txt. So this is the content of the file. Okay, now I am going to crack the password. For cracking the password, we have to type John space. John means John the Ripper. We have to type hyphen hyphen format equal MD5 raw hyphen MD5. I am giving a word list here. USR share actually it is correct only. Just see. Just wait, I'm going to search where the mistake happened. Oh, I understood. There is a mistake. The format is the mistake. Just wait. It will take time. One password Geeta got resolved. We will wait for the result to get. One password here got resolved. It may take time sometimes. We can't say how much time it will take. Let it continue. We don't have to wait. Now I think it's very clear for you. It may take time because it is trying all the combinations from the roku.txt file. There are many. Here it is given this identified 13 password hashes. Now out of the 13 password hashes it already loaded, but it is trying to decrypt it. It may take time. Let's wait. If not necessary also to wait, I'm just doing close. Okay. The same thing to continue and we don't have to waste our time. We can go for the next. Now, strong password always it is written. It is a combination of small letter, capital letter, special characters. Okay. Now, good password it is written. At least it should have 8 characters long. Combination of letter, number, symbol, etc. that is required. Now, there are different kind of password attacks can be possible. One is dictionary attack. Dictionary attack meaning instead of using the see in this case I used a word list. Word list meaning number of words. In this case I used the word list roku.txt. Instead of using the word roku.txt, we can use the dictionary, set of words from the dictionary. Then we can say it is a dictionary attack. Attack using brute force. Attack using brute force guessing. So any combination. At present we did that only. Dictionary attack and brute of attack tactics are combined in a hybrid manner. Means the dictionary attack is used to see if in the brute forcing, if I am using dictionary, then I call it as dictionary attack. Now, the length of password here it is written. That is very important factor. See, it can be how much long the password, obviously the combination, yeah, complexity will increase. Password is made of 7 random characters. It can be cracked in a minute. Based on the Windows architecture, if the password length is based on the Windows architecture, based on the password length is, if it is less than 7 characters, we can crack it easily. The password length is 7 characters. That means we can crack it easily. More than 7 characters are there in the word list. That means it can take time. Now, many tools are there. John the Ripper, Cain and Abel, many tools are there. We don't prefer to do much cracking. Reason I will tell you. If the one method you saw, that means you are able to understand how the cracking is happening. We are not encouraging the cracking. Reason, password cracking, it is not the ethical hacker's work. Password cracking is always the work of a hacker. So we don't have to much focus on cracking the password. But for understanding, I already showed John the Ripper, which need a word list. Similar way we can use Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel normally Microsoft Word file, Microsoft tracking it can be used. Escalating privileges. When you are getting access of any computer, the privilege what you are getting, yeah, the which privilege you are getting, that may be different. Now, privilege escalations we can use. So that can be horizontal escalation. From one computer, you can get privilege of other computer. That is horizontal escalation. If you are getting one privilege vertically, you can go up to get other privilege. That is also possible. So up and down privilege escalation can be possible in computers. So based on once the attacker gets access, Based on the requirement, attackers are moving up or attackers are moving up or attackers are moving down for the attack. So this is the way it is working. Now when I am telling executing application, when I am telling executing application, once the hacker get the administrative rights. Now, when the attacker get the administrative right, attacker can do any kind of password cracking or anything, remote execution, all these things. It's a normal thing. Now comes to the next topic, hiding files. If I am hiding file in any other file, that is called steganography is the method that particular art of hiding things, we call it as steganography. Now what hackers do, they employ rootkit as a means of when they installed on the computer, they rootkit is a collection of binary script and configuration file unauthorized user to secretly keep control of a computer so that they can run commands and scavenges data without the owner's knowledge. So that like that they are doing. Before the system start, they are using all these things. So how the computer working? Based on that, they are doing like that. Here it is given. In order to avoid being discovered, hacker could try to hide files on his system. So any like these files are there without hacker's knowledge, they will able to run like that files are there in the system. So the files might then be attacked using these files as a launchpad. Now, it can be an AVI file, MP4, MP3, HTML, any kind of files it can be. Now, hiding files in other file, that technology, that method, we call it as cryptography. Now, covering that, we will take 2 minutes to start this topic. Okay, coming to the next part, covering track. The first thing, what is the requirement of covering track? If any kind of unauthorized access is getting, there are chances someone should find the path. If any kind of unauthorized access is happening, there are chances to find how it happened, why it happened. So that is the reason we have to cover the track. Cover the track meaning hiding the log files. Now penetration testing. Penetration testing. Ethical hacking in general, we are telling to hack the system. Penetration testing meaning to testing purpose we are doing. It is not entirely separate, but so same only. Pentest access comes in 3 levels. Opaque box, internal organizations is unknown to the team, and if it is doing, that is called opaque box. Semi-opaque box means certain things are not, but entirely no. Transparent box meaning it is nothing known and their internal things are not known, but they are doing testing. Now, when I'm talking about pen testing, which all areas are covering? It can be a web app testing, it may be a mobile testing, network testing, cloud testing. So anything, if it is a cloud, IoT, any system what is in use, artificial intelligence, anything. The system which is in use, the system what is in use, the system which is in use, that testing is called penetration testing. So it can be a container, embedded device, any system. Now coming to the next topic. Okay. Now, sixth part we completed. We are going to the seventh part, malware threat. Now, in this chapter, we are going to learn the malware concept. We are going to learn the malware concept, Trojan, virus and worm, malware analysis, countermeasures, all these things comes here. One by one, we will see. Now, first you have to understand what is malware. Any kind of malicious file, we call it as malware. Any kind of malicious file, we call it as malware. So, example, it can be a virus, it can be a worm, it can be a Trojan host, spyware, hardware, all these things comes under the category of malware. Here it is written that part only. Now, malware meaning malicious software. Malware or malicious software can affect the computer. Maybe sometimes it will slow down the computer, sometimes it will reboot your computer, sometimes the computer will be hanged, you will not able to open the file. All it depend on the kind of malware which it is having. We can't say all the malwares not behave in the same way. Now, how we can detect? Pop-ups ads, wherever you are getting pop-up ads, no need to open that. 100% it can be a malware. Now, one more thing, when you are opening anything, your browser is redirecting to some other place. That can also be a malware. If it is happening, 100% malware is there. Now, unknown apps issues and setting warnings you are not done anything, but you are getting this setting is needed, this setting is needed. So that also can be malware. Now, what some things are disabled in your system, some tools you are not done, but it is disabled, entirely different it is showing. Now, Trojan. What is the basic understanding of Trojan? It's a Greek mythological story. Greek mythology it is. Now, how it happened? There is a battle between two teams. I don't know exactly who it is, but a Greek and other team, there was a battle. Now, one team, obviously, in any battle, one will be the winner, one will be the loser. The team who lost that battle, they presented a Trojan, wooden horse to the other team. So the team who lost this thing, they presented a Trojan horse to the other team. So what happened? They given a gift that was a Trojan horse. Now, whoever opened that, from the Trojan horse, there was in the Trojan horse, there was hidden, there was hidden soldiers were there in the Trojan horse. So it was not, they were not aware. So they received it as a gift, and when there came, then suddenly this Trojan horse started. The people who were there inside the horse, they started fighting. Similar meaning we are talking about Trojan horse in our scenario also. The similar scenario meaning we are telling that is a Trojan horse, meaning there is, when I am talking about the Trojan horse, there will be a hidden, when I am talking about the Trojan horse, there is some hidden files are there. So these hidden files, we don't know what exactly for, we don't know what exactly it is. We don't know what exactly it is, but actually when the file it seems like something else, but actually it may be something malicious. That's the reason we call it as the same. It is similar to the Trojan horse activity. What happened? That's the reason we call it as Trojan horse. I hope this is clear to you. Clear? Clear? Thank you. If any time you are feeling there is no clarity in this, then you can drop a message in the portal. In the portal is accessible for 1 year. There is an option talk to instructor. When you go for the option talk to instructor, you will able to write the things here, and I will get the message in my portal and I can reply. Now, how to define a Trojan? To define a Trojan is a dangerous piece. Now, I already said how it is. It may be seen in any other format, but actually something else will be there in the system. Now, the incorrect usage, it is Trojan virus. Trojan is different, virus is different. Now, virus, when it is coming, it can affect the computer. It can slow down the computer, it can restart the computer. All these things can be there in Trojan. Now, any Trojan, it's a man-made thing only. So there may be dropper session, malicious code, wrapper. Wrapper means it's looked something else. Dropper means how to get it infect in others' computer. That. Now, how we can countermeasures to this malware to get rid of this? Any kind of mail you are getting, which is an unknown mail, don't open the mail. Avoid download. Don't download any free software which is available. If you are not aware this is the right path, don't open it. Always update the firewall, IDS, antivirus, all these things should be updated. If any service, if you are not using, it's an unwanted port, always close the port. All the launch applications you have to check. Here it is given few things. Physical characteristics, distribution. All the Trojan can have the characteristics distribution. It can distribute its structure. Always it will layout, it may change the layout. Size, type, all these things you can see it is different. Now, activation characteristics. Externally activated. It is already activated and it is coming to your computer. Now, antenna, through antenna it can sense, through sensors may be there. Internally activated, like that also there, all that will be always on. Or it may be conditional one. Certain logic only it will be on. With certain sensor effect only it will be on. Now comes to the next, it is action characteristics. It can transmit information. It can modify the information. It can modify the function. All these things kinds are available in the market. Again, I said it's a man-made. Now, virus, I said it's a malicious software or infected software. We call it as virus or we call it as worm. Now, what all are types of viruses are available? There are boot sector viruses there. File and the program, it is affecting the virus which is affecting the file or program, like that also available. Multi-party, stealth virus, polymorphic. Polymorphic means it's changing its identity. Macro, all these things are there. Now, how virus spreading is happening? Virus, they will not able to replicate. Some human file assistance, some assistance is required for the virus to transfer. Example, if I am copying a file, so in that file, virus infection can be there. So it always need a file. Yeah, otherwise I can say it always need an assistance is required. Without assistance, it's not able to do that activity. Hope things are very, very clear for you. What is the difference between virus and worm? Just go through this. Virus is self-replicating. Worm is not self-replicating. Worm is self-replicating. Virus is not self-replicating. Disrupt normal computer usage. worm is helping to install the backdoor. Now, malware analysis. Understanding. First thing you have to understand which is the suspicious file or which is the suspicious URL. Now, while it analysis output assist, reducing the potential hazard. If you identify the malware, then the impact it can create that you can manage. Now, identifying and analyzing suspicious file on endpoints. If it's a network related, whatever it is. So, suspicious files you have to understand. Now, whenever malware it is coming, there is static analysis is there and dynamic analysis is there. I am talking about static analysis. Static analysis meaning one program is there. Without running the program, before running the program, I am telling without running the program, before running the program, if you are doing without running the program, before using the program, we are doing the analysis that we call it as static analysis. Okay. So running the code is here, it is static analysis time. You don't have to run the code. Dynamic analysis meaning we are running the program, then doing the analysis that comes under the dynamic analysis. Sandboxing is always the dynamic analysis. Now here it is written deeper visibility, all this static properties of analysis, interactive behavior, automatic analysis, manual code reversing, all these things are there. Now, chief information security officers are more concerned about ransomware. Now, before understanding this, what is ransomware? Ransomware meaning attackers using any method they get access of your computer, they are encrypting your computer. Once they are encrypting your computer, you have to, once they encrypt your computer, then you need the key to decrypt it. So hackers are not giving the key for you to decrypt it. So you need a key to decrypt it. So if to get that key, the hackers are asking money from you. They are asking the ransom amount from you. That's kind of attack we call it as ransomware attacks. Now everything, all the security measures should be in place. Now malware penetration testing. Malware penetration testing, there are certain Nmap tools are there which can also use to do this thing. So this is the end of malware threat. Now we just go to the sniffing tool. Before starting the sniffing tool, we will just understand what is sniffing. Sniffing meaning sniff the data, scratch the data, that we call it as sniffing. So there are sniffing tools are available. The sniffing, in this particular chapter, we will learn sniffing concept, sniffing techniques for MAC attack, DHCP attack, ARC poisoning, spoofing, sniffing tool, all these things we will see one by one. What is the concept of sniffing? You can see in this diagram, there are three kind of people are there. One is external sniffer, one is wireless sniffer, one is internal sniffer. Person who's there inside your network and they are sniffing the data, then we call it as internal sniffing. The person who's there inside the network and if they sniff the data, we call it as internal sniffing. Now assume the person is outside the network and that person is trying to get the data, sniff the data. Sniff the data means intercepting and taking the data. Then we call it as external sniffing. Now the person is through Wi-Fi, they are going to sniff the data. Then we will call them as Wi-Fi sniffer. These all are the Categories of sniffer. Now again I am defining active sniffing and passive sniffing. Just read the content. Active sniffing and passive sniffing. Active sniffing means directly I am involving the target and I am doing the sniffing. That time I call it as active sniffing. If I am not directly involving the traffic and if I am doing the sniffing, then I call it as passive sniffing. These all are the two different types of sniffing methods are available in the system. Now, passive I said it is not directly involving. Now, sniffing attack, the hacker can use Wireshark to do the sniffing, TCP dump, dsniff, network miner, Kismet. All these tools are the sniffing tools. So I will just keep it like that, tools for sniffing. Just I am taking it. Just done it with the sniffing tool heading. So we will see this practically. Wireshark, TCP dump, network miner, dsniff. So let's see. ഇത് ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ എപ്പോഴോ എന്റെ മ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടു. ഇത് ഞാൻ ക്ലാസ് എടുക്കാറുണ്ട്. എപ്പോഴാണ് മ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തതെന്ന് എനിക്ക് ഓർമ്മയില്ല. 10 മണിക്ക് AC, 11 മണിക്ക് നോൺ AC. നോൺ ACയില് നിന്റെ ട്രെയിനിൽ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ചെയ്യാം. എന്റെ ട്രെയിനിൽ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നിനക്ക് എന്താ തോന്നണേ? നിന്റെ ട്രെയിൻ ആണെങ്കിൽ നാളെ ചെയ്താൽ മതി അല്ലേ? So these sniffing tools that need bit installation, no need to worry for that. I'm going for Wireshark command here. Wireshark enter. When I am going to show you how Wireshark sniffing can happen. Now I'm starting the sniffing. I am opening some file. Here I am typing any website, demo.testfire.net. I click on the sign in option. Any username I am typing, any password I am typing. Okay. Now go to the Wireshark result. Sniffing is going on. I stop the sniffing. The data is still there. I can put a filter because the browser activity I am going to see. I just written HTTP filter. I can see many lines one by one. I am checking the lines. What is the content? See, you can see here also you can read the content. I am just keep on changing the content. See, this detail is coming here. This detail is coming here. Now I am going and keep on going ahead. I am just selected this line to understand the more information. Right click, follow HTTP. Just look, can you see the password anywhere? I am also checking it. Slowly, move your content down, Slowly, move your content down. Here you can see the username and password. I hope, see, Rima is the user UID, Rima, password, Rima. This is the way we can sniff the data in any of the system. Hope it is very, very clear to you. Now I am going to a conclusion here. We completed the module 8 we completed here. So I'm just for reference, I'm typing module 8 here. Now you can see this is the way we can do it. We just completed the sniffing part and malware part. Now the next chapter we will do social engineering. So for reference, I'm just typing here module 9 to start in our next session. Today it is Thursday. Tomorrow we will go for social engineering. And then again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 more sessions left because this is a 8-week session. Now we can complete our remaining topics in our upcoming session. So any doubt, anytime you are having, you can keep asking the doubts. You can understand the thing, talk to a instructor option is there. I will get the message directly in my computer. I can go through the content. Okay. So we done here network minor you can use for network related. Basically any one tool things are same only. Now sniffing technique, MAC attack. MAC attack meaning every system when it is having a MAC table. MAC table meaning where it is giving information about the IP address and the MAC address. That table we call it as MAC table. Here it is given. I can flood it is also called CAM table and MAC table same only. CAM, MAC, CAM. Now, here you can see content addressable memory, CAM it is called. Here it is having MAC address information present in this thing. MAC flooding means I am just sending multiple activities where MAC related information is going. Then what will happen? It has to store in the switch. So switch multiple example there is assume there is normal 10-15 activities happening. Instead of that I am flooding with activities meaning it can be 20-30 activities at a time I am sending. That scenario it will be flooded with IP and the MAC table will become full and it will not respond. That activity we call it as MAC flooding. So MAC flooding, I think, hope you clearly understood the MAC flooding. Now, DHCP attack. All the DHCP meaning Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol meaning it is DHCP is giving IP address to the computers. Now, what hackers are doing? Hackers are sending a link or message to the victim. When victim respond to that, that is going to the attacker's DNS server instead of going into the actual server. When any computer you connect in the network, how it is getting IP address? It is getting IP address from the four options: discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. This activity we call it as DORA. Discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. So how the client is getting the IP address, that activity we call it as DORA. How it discovers. Sniffing technique, ARP poisoning. ARP table meaning the computer's MAC address and IP address is present, that we call it as ARP table. I will go to the terminal and I will show you ARP space -A. Here you can see the IP address and MAC address. Now, using any of the tool, we can manipulate it. Then we call it as ARP poisoning. Just listen here. Using any tool, we can manipulate it. Instead of giving the IP address instead of giving the actual MAC address, if you want, you can manipulate it through poisoning. ARP is the protocol that make it possible for network messages to get particular device. Now you can see here ARP converts media access control to IP address. Reverse ARP meaning IP to name conversion. Reverse one IP to name we call it as reverse ARP. Now there are sniffing techniques are there. Sniffing meaning I said when two are communicating, we are taking the data that we call it as sniffing. Similar way DNS sniffing also possible. Sniffing tools, these all are the sniffing tools. We already done Wireshark in our system. Now countermeasures. Any kind of activity which is coming in the system, we should take care. We should understand how it is happening, why it is happening. So everyone, thanks for attending the session. Now, next topic we will do in our next session, that is social engineering. We already completed 8 modules here. Now tomorrow will be the session. Then after that, there are 3 more sessions left, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So this is a 8 days training. It's a instructor led training. At the same time, content and live recording is available in the portal. Up to 1 year, you can use it. Anytime when you are feeling you are prepared, question bank is there. You can go through the question bank. There is final exam is there. You can give the exam.